for Jesse.
I swear to God.
I don't like her.
You swear to God what?
I am complete shock after tonight's vote. It's one of the 3 members of my old tribe who I thought I could trust, and I don't know who that is, but I'll find out at some point.
Last night?
Sucked.
Yeah, it sucked. I was positive that it was going to be tied. I vote Kelly, I vote Jesse. And when the last vote read Jesse, my mouth dropped to the floor, and I did not know what was going on. I did not know who voted for Jesse from our line, and I was just in total shock. And we went outside, and Matt, Brian, Elizabeth, and I wound up being in the same area, and we're like, what the hell happened? So we were out there for
15, 20 minutes.
a really long time, like, just like, okay, someone admit it, someone say that you voted for Jesse, and no one would say that, like, no one would admit it. We were just standing there and swearing to whatever, swearing on our mothers and everything, and no one would say anything. So we eventually agreed that we were going to go back, and whoever it was going to email us, like 20 minutes later, because we just really, really, really just needed to know who did it.
Hello? Hey. Yeah. I still have not received an email from anyone. I keep checking it every 30 seconds. I just want to know. I honestly just want to know.
And then, a little more than 20 minutes later, Elizabeth emailed us and told us that she was really sorry that she was the traitor and voted for Jesse.
God, I hate this. This game sucks.
When we were all standing outside, I felt completely awful. I can't even express it in words. I chose to lie to their faces because I didn't have any balls to say that I did it. And it's probably the worst thing that I've ever had to do in my life.
When I saw that Jesse was voted out, I was quite happy, not because she was voted out, but because our team was then at an advantage. And also, I was excited because I saw that Liz had switched to our side, which I was still unsure about going into the vote.
I didn't switch over just to be a jerk or whatever, backstabber. I switched over because the other team offered me a very good deal. I mean, if they're not lying, then I was promised to make it to the final 2, hopefully with Emily and I trust the most, I would say, Ryan and Emily right now. I think that I might trust Emily the most is because I think that if something happened and she voted yesterday, that I'd be pretty pissed, and she has to live with me for the rest of the year, so I think that she wouldn't do it. And I also, after I came back from the vote and I felt terrible, I went up to them and I said, if you guys cross me, I'll mess you up, because, I mean, if anything happens, if they're lying, I'll be so incredibly furious.
Okay, at the last tribal council, I thought we were going into it 5-5. You know, basically Samburu and Boron all voting in their own half of the tribe. But what actually happened was Elizabeth on our tribe had made an alliance secretly with Emily. So she voted for Jesse too.
The task for this week is we all have to go to Stewart, get some food, either dinner or late night, bring it back over to Keys, and we're going to all eat together. And then there's something else that's going to happen, but we don't really know what that is. They're going to tell us that when we get there.
We have to eat the Stewart food. That might be the challenge.
I don't know if I could do it. That's pretty tough.
It's definitely, I don't know, something's going to happen. It's not going to be just casual dinner together.
How you guys doing tonight, Timberrun? Good.
Good.
For this week's task, we thought we'd get you together so you guys can have some dinner together, a little late night. And also, switch it up a bit. Here, I have a panel filled with 18 questions. So, guys just chill, go around, pull out your question. Just have a pleasant conversation.
What wouldn't you do for $1 million? I'd do pretty much anything for $1 million.
Are you any client?
Answer the question.
Are you?
The possibility?
It's a yes or no question.
Yes right there.
Do you know who you're voting off this week? You.
Do you regret voting off any of the people you booted? If so, why? I regret pretty much booting off everyone that I voted off.
Name one person here who you completely trust. I trust no one. I trust myself.
That's a person.
Do you have a plan to get yourself to the final two?
If you could take one person and let's bring them back to the game, who would it be?
You bring it back?
Just to do it again.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed yourselves, had fun. I'll see you next week at the challenge. Alright, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this week we all had to answer a couple questions. Some of the questions were somewhat personal and some were just random questions about our likes, but I think it was a good opportunity to be able to spend some time, especially with the other tribe, who I just don't really know very well, and just get to know and just hang out and have a few laughs and a good time.
I think it opened us up a lot more and kind of made us into one tribe more. We were all laughing together, and it really wasn't evident that it was two tribes anymore. It was more of one, and I think people were less focused on the game and more focused on just having fun tonight.
I think it kind of brought us together, just laughing about all these stupid questions, and they were all just silly, and they were all answers were silly. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was one of the few tasks that were fun, and it brought us together, but I think we're still divided into two tribes, and we're on. I don't think we're one tribe, and I don't know if that will ever happen.
I just got your email for this week's challenge. For the past 7 weeks, you've all survived on duty. You've developed skills to adapt and ultimately avoided a boot. But prove your survival skills in a land that's even more remote, and you'll win this challenge and survive this week's vote.
Good morning, St. Bruron. How you guys doing today? Good. Today's immunity challenge is called Subarctic Survival. Now, for 7 weeks, you guys have been surviving on Newton campus, and so far you've done a good job adapting to your surroundings, and you guys have been getting by. So, today you are going to be tested on your survival skills in another climate, the subarctic. What you have in front of you is a scenario of a survival situation in the Arctic. There's been a plane crash and there are 7 survivors. It goes through your entire situation as a survivor of this plane crash. There are 15 items listed that you have for your survival needs. You are to rank them in order of what is most relevant for you to stay alive in the Arctic. There's also an expert's ranking in order of which ones are most important. I have those. So we are going to give you 5 minutes to read this and rank the items, and whoever has the most points according to what's most relevant at the end wins the match. Okay, before we get started, Ed, I'm going to need that music next back. Okay. This is up for grabs again. Okay guys, I'm going to read you the scenario. It is 2:30 p.m. on October 5th. You have just landed in a floatplane on the east shore of Laura Lake in the subarctic region of the northern Quebec-Newfoundland border. The you are 30 miles south of your intended course and approximately 22 air miles east of Shefferville, your original destination and the nearest habitation. There are no roads leading to the town. The immediate area is covered with small evergreen trees. Scattered in the area are a number of hills with rocky and barren tops. Tundra makes up the valleys between the hills and consists of only small shrubs. Approximately 25% of the area in the region is covered by long, narrow lakes, which run northwest to southeast. Innumerable streams and rivers flow into and connect the lakes. Temperature during October is usually between 25 and 36 degrees. 5 to 7 inches of snow are on the ground. You are dressed in insulated underwear, socks, heavy wool shirts, pants, knit gloves, sheepskin jackets, knitted wool caps, and heavy leather hunting boots. You have determined the walking distance to Shefferville is more than 50 miles. Alright, here are the items. A magnetic compass, a gallon can of maple syrup, a sleeping bag for one person, Arctic type, bottle of water purification tablets, a 20 by 20 piece of heavy-duty canvas, 13 wood matches in waterproof container, 250 feet of braided nylon rope, operating 4 battery flashlights, 3 pairs of snowshoes, a fifth of Bacardi rum, 151 proof, a safety razor shaving kit with mirror, wind-up alarm clock, hand axe, aircraft inner tube with a 14-inch wheel, punctured, a book entitled Northern Star Navigation. Given that information, you guys have 5 minutes. You guys can spread out. We can start this thing. Okay, guys, this one's for immunity. Survivors ready? Go. After 2 minutes. Out in order of last to first. Read out your scores. Okay. In last place with 90 points, Mike. You didn't get mine. With 72 points, Emily. 70 points, Kelly. 64 points, Michelle. 58 points. Elizabeth. 52 points. Right. Also, 52 points. Ryan. Some cheating going on. Who's left? Ed and Matt. With 36 points. And Matt, you got 34 points. Yeah! Congratulations, Matt. Everyone else, tribal council tomorrow night.
This week, the immunity challenge, a little mental test about surviving in the wilderness, and to be honest, I just pretty much got lucky and guessed a few things right, and it's a really nice position to be in, at least for this week, and not have to go to tribal council and worry about getting voted off, even though still, have to strategize.
I thought I did pretty well in it when I first turned it in. I thought I'd maybe get 3rd, 4th or something. So I tell Jeff to go in the order that they came in, so it creates some tension. And they called my name out first. I got last place by about 18 points. That was kind of depressing. But Overall, I thought the challenge sucked, mostly because I sucked at it.
The challenge this week, which was like a survival test type thing, was pretty tricky, actually. I'd never really been camping or anything like that growing up, but I kind of tried using my best judgment to figure out what would be the most useful stuff. Like, a couple things that threw me off was like the compass and the water tablets were not very important, it turned out, but I thought they were. So that threw me off. If I got those two right, I probably would have beat Matt. But I'm kind of glad Matt got the immunity because he's in my alliance and everything. It's good for him.
Rochelle is the little weasel in the group. She keeps trying to go to every person and try to form some sort of an alliance.
Rochelle has come up to me and asked me if I would join her, Matt and Brian, along with Elizabeth and Emily, and be one alliance and try to vote up all the boys. And I told her no.
Rochelle wrote me an email after I had told her that I had voted for Jessie. And she asked me if Emily and I would like to join her and Brian and Matt to vote. And we pretty much just flat out no thanks, but thanks anyway.
Rochelle's been asking around. She seems pretty desperate to not get voted off.
I would vote for Rochelle because she is, in her tribe, she is the leader, and she's the one who's organizing everything, getting everything together. Notice that she was the one who came up to each one of us and asked us about an alliance. It wasn't the boys, it was Rochelle.
So far we were planning on voting for either Brian or Rochelle, but we're not sure yet. We think Rochelle might be a good person to get out of there because she's being a little bit tricky, but also Brian is kind of a threat. He's good with the challenges, he's pretty physical.
Brian's a nice guy and all. He's pretty funny. It's fun to do challenges with him, have the tasks.
He's probably in the best physical shape all around. So in physical challenges, most likely everyone feels like he would get immunity. So if he keeps getting immunity, then we won't be able to vote him off. So we want to do that now while Matt has immunity.
Rochelle approached me the other day and she's kind of been harassing me to get into the lines with her, Matt, and Brian, and bring along Gabo and Ed. And I told her we'll do it.
So yeah, you talked to Rochelle?
Yeah, I did. Rochelle wants is for you, me, and Ed to go into an alliance with her, Brian, and Matt. And I told her that we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I told Rochelle that I'd be interested in forming an alliance to end with her, possibly if things go wrong.
Before, it was me, Matt, and Brian, and basically we were going to be voted off if we didn't do something that bad. So, I was talking to Ryan, and I think that me, Ryan, Matt, Ryan, Mike, and Ed are going to form an alliance.
She's really not wanting to go down. She's going to. She's finding her way.
I really want to win this. I talked to a few people in the past couple of days, and thankfully Ryan decides to come with us. But I have been working so many different plans in my head just in case something doesn't happen or something goes wrong. And the only thing that I don't really want to do is go against Matt and Brian because I've been with them since the beginning, and I want to stay with them and have it be the three of us at the end.
I thought that, I was probably going to get voted off tonight because if it's those 6 people and just me, Matt, and Rochelle left, and Matt has immunity, it's either going to be me or Rochelle. But now Rochelle is telling me that she's been working on the alliance with Ryan and Gabo and Ed, actually, so it might actually turn out that tonight we're going to vote for Kelly, and then in the next couple weeks try to get off of Emily and Elizabeth. So that's good. It buys me some time anyway, and it's kind of like a weight off my shoulders.
I could vote off Kelly just because, she's a weak member. So sometimes she could get a little annoying. And personally, I feel a lot more loyalty to the other members of my line, and she would be, the first person I would vote off.
At tribal council, anything can happen, so I don't know.
Tonight's tribal council marks a new phase of the game. Tonight there will be 9 castaways to the tribal council, and from this point forward, each person voted out will return the following week to be a member of the jury, where they will ultimately decide the fate of the final 2 survivors. Because of this, we are changing the tribal council location tonight and bringing it from the council cave to outside. How you guys doing, Tamburan? Super. Welcome to Tribal Council number 8. You guys are now the final core 9. 2 of you will make it survive long enough to get to the final 2. The other 7 of you will return to deliver the final vote. From here on out, anyone voted off will be back in the end to determine who wins the $150. So, Brian, bearing that in mind, how do you balance the ruthlessness needed to get to the final 2 with the likability needed to get the final vote?
I think it's important to be a likable guy, but if you want the money, you have to be ruthless and just, stab people in the back left and right.
Emily, how do you find that balance?
Well, I think it's definitely tough because you have to be a little ruthless in order to get your way up or down to the final 2, but if you want to win, people have to like you in order to vote for you.
Brian, how surprised were you last week to see Jessie get voted off?
It was a big surprise because we kind of based our strategy around her winning. But on the other hand, we kind of like saw what happened and we've learned how to work around it and make the most of it.
Kelly, what do you base your votes on? How well you trust someone?
Well, it depends how much I like the person and how much that I think I could beat them later on, because I want to be one of the people to make it pretty high up.
Elizabeth, do you look at this game in terms of morality and ethics, or in terms of what are the rules and how far can I push them?
Thank you for asking me that question. I would like to think it was based on morals, but after last vote, I realized, it's just a game. Screw it. I gotta do what I gotta do. So, there you go.
Mike, would you do whatever it takes to get the money? Would you play sides against each other?
Well, basically, Jeff, I don't think money is that important in life. I think making good friends and just being liked by other people is much more important than your money. So, yeah, I think friendships are much more important.
Rochelle, think you've made any wrong judgments about people?
I have made wrong judgments about people because I had an alliance formed and trusted people, and it was broken, so I obviously had a wrong judgment, but I guess that's how the game's played.
Matt, must be feeling pretty good right now. What's it like being at tribal council knowing that you're not going anywhere tonight?
Well, obviously, Jeff, it's always nice not to have to worry about getting voted off this week, but I think a lot of thought still goes into who I vote for tonight and the strategy, because I realize that next week, chances are I won't be wearing the necklace, and you're just as vulnerable as everyone else.
Ed, immunity last week, second place this week. How are you feeling tonight without that necklace?
Well, Jeff, it's a little scary not having immunity because you never know what happens at tribal council. Things may seem to go one way, but they may just change and you're gonna get slapped in the ass. So I'm a little scared, I have to say. I don't know what to expect.
Okay, time to vote. Brian, you're up first.
Voting for Kelly again, because I think again it's right vote, and hopefully it'll work out better this week. You're just the most obvious choice, and I just don't think you're pulling your weight. I mean, come on, and that's one.
My vote is for Brian. Well, time to start picking off the rest of the Samburu team. Down the road, I'm going to have to get some strong people on my side, and I don't think that she's really going to be a good asset to my alliance.
Brian, I'm voting for you because you're a pretty good competitor and you come pretty close to winning each of the challenges. And in the future, I think you will be a threat. So, sorry, but that's the way you play the game.
I'll go tally the votes. Just a reminder, once the votes are read, the decision is final, and the person voted out must leave the tribal council area. I'll read the votes. First vote. Kelly. Brian. Kelly. Brian. 2 votes Kelly, 2 votes Brian. Brian. Kelly. 3 votes apiece. Brian. Brian. That's the majority. I don't need to read the last one. Brian, could you grab your torch? Brian, the tribe spoke. Congratulations, guys. You survived another one. You guys can head back to camp. Good night. Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode of Survivor.
You know, that's just the way the game goes, and obviously this is strategy. I just want to say, had a lot of fun, and I met a lot of good, nice people, and I think that's the most important thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future.
Next week on Survivor. At the Samburan camp, trust is becoming more and more hard to come by.
I really, really, really hate when people lie.
As far as this game, I think you do need to lie a little bit. I think with how the game's going, if you want to stay, you're going to have to bend the truth, not lie, but bend the truth, and just tell people one thing and do the other thing, because without that, I think you're setting yourself up to get killed.
And with everyone lying, the survivors don't know where to turn.
And I didn't know who was lying to me, who's telling me the truth.